Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures of American history, one coin at a time. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we are diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable discoveries in the world of coin collecting. We are talking about a small coin that you may have in your pocket change right now, a coin that looks so ordinary yet holds an extraordinary value. I am talking about the 1970 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors with its incredible market worth of $585,349. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny that could be worth more than $500,000. Now before we go deep into the story of this coin, let me remind you that every week here on Rare US Coins, we explore rare, unique, and valuable coins from across the United States. We talk about their history, their rarity, the mistakes that make them special, and the unbelievable amounts collectors are willing to pay for them. If you love coins, history, and the thrill of discovering treasures hiding in plain sight, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins and stay tuned because you never know which coin might change your life. So let us talk about the famous 1970 penny. At first glance, it looks like a regular Lincoln cent. It is small, copper-colored, and has the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front. On the back, it carries the Lincoln Memorial design. But here is where the story gets interesting. Not all 1970 pennies are equal. Some of them were struck in Denver, and among these, a very limited number had unique errors or variations that make them extremely valuable to collectors. And that is how a penny that normally has a face value of just 1 cent can skyrocket to a market value of hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1970 penny we are talking about today is special because of a striking error. In the world of numismatics, which is the study and collection of coins, errors often mean big money. Coins can have doubled dies, off-center strikes, missing details, wrong planchets, or other mint mistakes. The rarer the mistake, the higher the demand from collectors. And this particular 1970 penny has become legendary for its extreme rarity and the excitement it generates at auctions. Let us imagine for a moment. You are digging through an old jar of pennies, maybe coins left behind by your parents or grandparents. You see a 1970 penny with the D mint mark under the year. You pick it up without thinking much, maybe planning to spend it on candy or coffee. But little do you know that this tiny piece of metal could change your entire life. That is the magic of coin collecting, and that is exactly why we are here on Rare US Coins, to spread awareness about coins that hold more than just monetary value. They carry history, mystery, and sometimes, a fortune. Now you might be asking yourself, why is this 1970 penny worth so much? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Only a very small number of these pennies with the special characteristics exist. And when coins are graded by professional organizations like PCGS or NGC, the ones that survive in the highest possible condition, such as mint state or proof-like condition, can demand astronomical prices. That is exactly what happened with this coin that reached the unbelievable market value of $585,349. Think about it. A coin that most people would overlook as just spare change actually became one of the most sought-after pieces in the numismatic community. That is why coin collectors are always on the lookout. Every penny, nickel, dime, or quarter in circulation could be a hidden gem. The thrill of discovery is real, and this 1970 penny is proof of that. Here on Rare US Coins, we encourage you to check your pockets, your coin jars, and your old collections. Because hidden treasures like this still exist. The United States Mint has produced billions of coins over the years, and among those billions, mistakes happen. But it is those mistakes that create opportunities for collectors like us to find treasures worth life-changing amounts of money. Let us go back a bit into history. In 1970, the United States Mint was producing Lincoln cents at different facilities including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver Mint, marked with a small letter D below the date, was responsible for millions of pennies. But somewhere in the process, unusual variations occurred, and a very small number of these coins came out with distinctive features. Those coins slipped into circulation and decades later they became the treasures that collectors now chase. the fascinating thing is that some people who own these coins have no idea how valuable they are. Imagine someone handing you change at a grocery store and accidentally giving you a coin worth nearly $600,000. It sounds like a dream, but it has happened before. People have discovered rare coins in their pocket change, in old piggy banks, and in inherited collections. That is why awareness is so important. And that is why Rare US Coins exists, to educate and inspire coin lovers around the world. Now let us talk about the grading process for a moment, because condition is everything when it comes to value. Professional graders examine coins under magnification, checking details like strike, luster, color, and any signs of wear. A 1970D penny in circulated condition might still be valuable but nowhere near $500,000. The real jackpot is when a coin survives in pristine, mint state condition. That is when collectors compete, bidding higher and higher until the price reaches incredible levels. So the big question is, could you have one of these coins in your collection? The answer is yes. It is rare, but it is possible. That is why I always recommend carefully inspecting your coins. Use a magnifying glass, learn about mint marks, study double dies, and pay attention to small details. With knowledge and patience, you could be the next person to discover a coin worth a fortune. As we wrap up this story about the 1970D penny with a market value of $585,349, I want you to remember this. Coins are more than just money. They are pieces of history, works of art, and sometimes, tickets to financial freedom. That tiny penny you overlook today could be the treasure that changes your tomorrow. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with other collectors and enthusiasts. We have many more exciting stories about rare and valuable coins coming up, and you definitely do not want to miss them. Stay curious, keep searching, and remember, the next rare treasure might already be in your pocket. This is Rare US Coins. Rare US Coins, the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of American coin collecting, coin values, and the rare treasures that might be hiding right inside your pocket change. If you love learning about rare coins and their true market value, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Rare US Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Today's video is going to absolutely blow your mind, because we are talking about a coin that many people overlook every single day. It's a simple 1-cent coin from 1988, minted in Denver, known as the 1988 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent. At first glance, it might look like just another ordinary penny, something you would use to pay for gum or leave at the bottom of a jar. But here's the shocking part. Some rare varieties of this coin have been sold for a market value of over $585,348. That's right, a coin worth just 1 cent could actually be worth a fortune, if you know what to look for. Now let's break this down step by step, because you are probably wondering how a penny could possibly reach such an extraordinary value. First, let's talk about the basic history of the 1988 D. Lincoln Cent. It was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the little d mint mark right below the date. In 1988, the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins. They were made of copper-plated zinc, with the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. To most collectors, this coin seems common, almost too common. But here is where the story takes a turn. There is a special variety of the 1988 D penny that collectors and experts have identified as extremely rare. This variety is known as the 1988 D Lincoln Cent with the 1989 reverse design. What does that mean? Well, in the late 1980s, the United States Mint was making small changes to the design of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse of the coin. On the normal 1988 coins, the initials FG, representing designer Frank Gasparo, look a certain way. But on some of these coins, the reverse design was accidentally struck using the 1989 die, which had slightly different initials. This little detail, this tiny change in the design, is what makes the coin so valuable. Now you might be asking, why would collectors pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a small design error? The answer is simple. Rarity and demand. The 1988 D Lincoln cent with the 1989 reverse is incredibly scarce, and when something is scarce in the world of coin collecting, prices skyrocket. Combine that rarity with the fact that Lincoln cents are one of the most popular series collected in the United States, and you have the perfect recipe for a coin that could bring in massive amounts of money at auction. Let me give you a real-world example. Some of these coins have been graded by professional services like PCGS and NGC. When they appear in high grades, especially in mint state condition with beautiful luster and no major scratches, collectors go crazy. Auction houses have reported sales in the hundreds of thousands, and when you add in buyers' premiums and the excitement of bidding wars, that number can climb even higher. That is how the market value of this coin has been recorded at an incredible $585,348. Imagine holding a penny in your hand that could change your financial future. So, what should you do if you want to find one of these rare 1988 D pennies? The first step is simple. Start checking your pocket change, your coin jars, and any old collections that might be lying around in your home. You never know when you might come across one. If you do find a 1988 D penny, take a closer look at the reverse design. Focus on the FG initials, because that is the key. If they match the style used on the 1989 reverse, you might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents ever made. Once you think you might have found one, the next step is to handle it carefully. Do not clean the coin or rub it against anything, because that could reduce its value. Place it in a protective holder or flip, and then consider sending it to a professional grading company for authentication. Having your coin certified by PCGS or NGC not only verifies its authenticity but also helps it achieve a higher price when you decide to sell it. Now here is something else to think about. Coins like the 1988 D Lincoln cent show us that treasure hunting doesn't always mean digging for gold or searching for lost artifacts. Sometimes, treasure is hiding in plain sight, right in your own wallet. The thrill of coin collecting comes from moments like these, when a simple coin turns out to be an incredible rarity. And even if you don't find the exact variety we're talking about today, the journey itself can be rewarding, educational, and even profitable. At Rare US Coins, we believe every coin tells a story. From design changes and minting errors to historical significance, there is always something new to learn. That's why we share these videos with you, to spread knowledge and to remind you that coins are more than just money. They are pieces of history, pieces of art, and in some cases, keys to life-changing discoveries. So here is my challenge to you. After watching this video, go and check your coin collections. Look through your jars, your drawers, and even the change you get at the store. Keep your eyes open for that magical 1988 D Lincoln cent with the rare reverse. And who knows, you might be the next person to discover a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Before we wrap this up, let's do a quick recap. The 1988 D Lincoln cent is a common coin, but the rare variety with the 1989 reverse can be worth a fortune. Key details to look for include the initials FG on the reverse design. If you find one in great condition and have it certified, the market value can be astronomical, with recorded sales reaching an unbelievable $585,348, and that, my friends, is why the 1988 D penny is one of the most exciting coins in American numismatics today. Thank you so much for watching this video on rare US coins. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends and family. Who knows, maybe one of them has a rare treasure sitting in their change jar right now. Don't forget to comment below and let us know if you've ever come across a rare coin or if you're planning to start your own treasure hunt today. Stay tuned for more amazing discoveries, rare coin values, and fascinating stories from the world of US coins. This is Rare US Coins, reminding you to always keep your eyes open, because history and fortune could be hiding in the palm of your hand. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating discoveries in modern coin collecting. Believe it or not, a simple 1-cent coin from the year 2012 has shocked collectors and experts around the world because its market value has been estimated at a massive $585,347. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, worth only 1 cent in face value, has skyrocketed into a fortune that could change someone's life forever. Now, before we get into the details of why this coin is so valuable, let's take a step back and understand the basics. The 2012 1-cent coin, often called the Lincoln penny, was minted in huge numbers and is still very common today. Millions of people have these coins sitting in jars, drawers, and wallets. Most of them are worth only face value. But here is where the story takes an incredible twist. Among these millions, a few special varieties exist that make them extraordinarily rare and desirable in the coin collecting market. So, what makes this particular 2012 penny so unique and valuable? It all comes down to errors, minting variations, and the overall condition of the coin. Certain 2012 pennies were struck with rare errors during production, such as double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, and even unusual metal planchet issues. These mistakes, which might look tiny to the naked eye, can transform an ordinary 1-cent coin into something worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors are always on the hunt for these coins because they represent history, rarity, and beauty all wrapped up in one tiny piece of copper-plated zinc, but rarity alone isn't enough. The condition of the coin also plays a massive role in determining its value. Imagine holding a coin that has never been touched, never been circulated, and still shines like it did the moment it left the mint. Collectors call this condition mint state, and it is graded using a scale called the Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70. The closer the coin is to 70, the more flawless and valuable it becomes. Some 2012 pennies graded in the highest mint state categories have reached auction prices that seem unbelievable. And that is exactly where this astonishing value of over $585,000 comes into play. Think about it. Most people look at a penny and dismiss it as worthless or even annoying to carry around. But the world of coin collecting teaches us that even the smallest piece of change can hide extraordinary value if you know what to look for. Every coin has a story. Every coin carries a part of history. And sometimes, that story can be worth a fortune. Now, let's dive deeper into what you should check if you have a 2012 penny in your collection or even in your change. First, look closely at the design. Examine Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, or front side of the coin. A double die error may cause his features, especially the eyes or lettering like Liberty and In God We Trust, to appear doubled. On the reverse, which shows the Union shield, check carefully for any signs of doubling, misaligned strikes, or unusual shapes in the shield lines. If you spot something strange, you might just have one of these rare treasures. Second, pay attention to the mint mark. In 2012, pennies were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, marked with either no letter or a small d under the date. Sometimes, errors occur specifically in one mint location, making that version even rarer. For example, a small number of Denver mint coins have shown dramatic doubling that skyrockets their value compared to the regular issues. Third, consider the overall condition. If your coin looks uncirculated, shiny, and clean with no scratches, you may want to have it graded by a professional grading service. Companies like PCGS and NGC specialize in this, and their certification can make all the difference when selling a rare coin. A penny that might sell for a few $100s raw could reach tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, once it is graded at the highest levels. Let's take a moment to imagine the possibilities. You find a 2012 penny in your pocket change. You send it to be graded, and it comes back in near perfect condition with an incredible error. Suddenly, you are holding a coin worth $500,000. That is life-changing money, and it shows why the hobby of coin collecting is not just about history but also about opportunity, and this is exactly why rare US coins exists. On this channel, we uncover these hidden stories and reveal how ordinary people have discovered extraordinary value in the coins most of us overlook every single day. From rare minting errors to unique designs, from the earliest US coins to the modern-day treasures, every episode we share is an adventure into the world of numismatics. So what should you do right now? Start checking your change, your piggy banks, and those coin jars sitting in the back of your drawers. You never know what you might find. A 2012 1-cent coin, a penny that looks like nothing special, could be the ticket to an unbelievable payday. before we wrap up, I want to emphasize that not every 2012 penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Most are just ordinary coins worth exactly 1 cent. But the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The possibility that one of those coins could turn out to be rare and valuable keeps collectors searching every single day. And who knows, maybe you will be the lucky person who discovers the next six-figure treasure. Thank you so much for watching today's video on rare US coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the surprising value of the 2012 penny, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, because you never know which coin might be the next big discovery. This is Rare US Coins, reminding you that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, your fortune might just be hiding in plain sight.